something up if you have extra food, okay? And it kills whatever bacteria and blah 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 in it, right? And then you can store it, you know, in a cool place. It doesn't have to be real cold. And then you can recook it up to 24 hours later. And that will actually, the recooking of it, if there's any bacteria that got in it, will kill it, okay? And it's not, especially if you keep it somewhere cool, it's not going to rot. So cook and recook is a real good method to do. Standard stinging nettle, and this is the wood nettle. Wood nettles will whoop your ass, okay? They hurt a lot more than stinging nettles. At least I think they do. That's because of my finger. The thing about it is, if you look at these, you can tell the difference, especially in the stems is how I tell the big difference. The stems on the stinging needle are almost ridged, okay? And the ones on the wood nettle are smooth. They both have real fine hairs on them. Both of them are edible. Both of them are very good when they're young, when you can just pull them right out of the ground. You have to heat them up for a couple minutes because otherwise they'll sting the inside of your mouth. And what the active ingredient in these is like a formic acid, kind of like ants have a formic acid in them. That's why their stings sting too. So it'll go away eventually, but used around here, Kevin has got a ton of jewelweed. And for any skin irritations or anything like that, this works real well. You can grab them by the base, and I just pop the leaves off without cutting into the plant too much. And once again, we're just prepping this cordage right now. About like that. Okay, there's a couple different ways you can do it. With the wood nettle, I prefer to take it and take a round log This kind of does a couple things. Separates the pith from the outer sheath is what we're looking for, and it kind of beats on the needles a little bit and renders them helpless.
Once you get all the stuff off of it.
And this is just a bag sewn out of a piece of parachute. You see how it fits. You can also take it and pound it, right? That tenderizes it more. Just tell Kenny we need to treat it. Excellent. Just line this hole. This is just going to keep the dirt off our food. You guys picking up what I'm putting down here? And I like to use edible leaves. Just me.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about using some of that dry grass or something like that.
You can use grass, you bet. Now we're going to build.
Oh, you don't put the dirt back in?
Oh, I'm going to put the dirt on top. This is pretty silty stuff. Usually if it's, you know, clotted up a little bit better, works a little better.
Start in the top, and they would start these braids, these natural fiber braids, and they'd get 100, 200, 300 feet of this all going at once, and then they'd start twisting from the end, and this twist was allowed to go all the way down.
Where would they get that much natural fiber in one piece?
From wilderness.
Yeah, but I mean, what's 300 feet? I mean, where do you find something?
Yeah, it's all like spliced together. If they're collecting.
Oh, okay.
This little
okay,
splice.
gotcha.
Yeah, they're
gotcha.
doing hemp or. They're doing. Yep. Right.
Yeah.
And then along with a lot of the rope walks, they had shot towers because it was a tall structure, and they had figured out with molten lead the different the different size sieves and the different height for that.
The reason I'm doing this is because when you get a coal, like Donk said, or you're ready to light your fire, you don't want to be running all over the place. Right now it's pretty dry, and I can get away with using twigs, right? But I did not get twigs that were up on the ground, did I?
No.
Got stuff that was up off the ground, dead standing.
Dead
It is
standing.
key. It will save you more heartache and grief than you ever know if you spend the time to do this. Now, is this taking me a long time? Am I really busting my hump doing this? No. Not at all. You don't want little tiny crap either. You want stuff that's pretty lengthy. And you want enough so that you can have 3 fires. It was angling back towards me, and that's going to screw up the way I do my boom and drill. So I wanted to fix that. Alright? I'm going to put that right in there. I like welding my hand to my shin. Alright? Take nice long strokes. This is just mating. We're just burning it in. We're not going crazy yet. Okay. Now we're mated. I've got my hole. Alright? But the reason that you're doing this, right, is we're putting this notch in here because all that dust that's coming out is what's going to be starch your coal. That's where everything's going to heat up. So you want something where your dust is going to fall down and gather up. And I'm going to be using this little deal here to catch my pile of dust. Alright, does that make sense? Got smoke already.
Are you bearing down real hard the whole time? No.
Looks like a fluid motion to me. It's smooth.
Now I'm looking for that smoke to start pouring out of there. Got a big pile of dust.
Damn. Squeaky little girl.
Knocked it out.
Okay. Now you see that smoke coming up there? Means I got a coal. Oops. That's not my coal. I'm just going to take these ends out of them. Alright. Now look how much loft that has already. And all we're doing here, guys, is just laying a framework. Nothing fancy schmancy. Watch yourself, Jojo. I'm bad at angle.
Right in front.
I hear lots of excuses coming from you.
That's coming from a Canadian. Don't know how to make a bow bed. Enough of that. I thought they taught you that when you were sucking on your mom's teeth.
It's an about bed.
There was pine boughs in your crib.
Sorry, buddy.
No, you're all right. I am on the highway to the danger zone, so
Watch out, Maverick.
I just want good pictures. Because the internet is what matters.
Sorry. There's gonna be a lot of weird noise in the background of this video.
Alright. You guys picking up what I'm putting down here? We're just doing a real basic lean-to. Now we're going to start laying these on. We're going to have to crisscross them a little bit. And we always start at the bottom, just like
Shingle and a roof.
doing a roof. But we can do this in layers too. And notice how they're putting the curve, right? So it curves this way. Now I'm going to tell you, there's probably not enough boughs here to make this waterproof. It takes a tremendous amount of boughs to make a shelter waterproof.